What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Friday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt, to follow me on Twitter. This podcast always being brought to you by BetMGM and their offer for new users. It's a $1,000 first bet offer available for new users with that promo code JUICE at BetMGM.com. Okay, a bunch of stuff to get here on Friday. I have a little bit of a bigger card than what I normally would have because, well, if I'm going to go down, let's go down swinging. And it's been a rough week, okay? I'm 1-4 over my last 4 college basketball bets. So what do? I've got 3.25, or I guess more than that, 3.55 units in play on college basketball today. Why? Look, it's March. I know you guys want to bet it. I want to bet it. We're all watching. We're heading into the weekend. My daughter's going to spring break here. You know, she's 8 years old. She gets out of school. So we got a big weekend planned. Got a big week planned next week. A lot of fun things happening. Just in a good mood, and I want to fire. Maybe stupid, because I was against the steam on Wednesday. Went 1-2. I was with the steam on Thursday, and I went 0-2. Miami should have covered. I mean, my goodness gracious, that was frustrating. Iowa lost outright to Ohio State. So just a heads up, you could fade these bets. This is a reminder. I only ask for your attention. That's what I ask. Your time. Now, it's a lot, right? When I ask for your time, that's a pretty big ask. Your most valuable thing is your time. So you give me your time, I am very appreciative. I do not mind if you fade my bets. I do not mind if you use my information and go bet something else, okay? Yes, I have the parlay today. We've missed it quite a bit. But the premise of the parlay was a 3-leg minus 110 bet for a plus 600 return. Now, over the years, it's morphed into all sorts of things. Plus money, plus 800. But the minimum's always been 3 legs, 6-1. I have a 3-leg, 6-1 college basketball parlay going today. It's ugly. It's not going to be fun. But it might hit. I have a 3-leg moneyline parlay going today, which might not hit. I have 2 other straight bets as well that I'm going to get into that are small lines that we'll get to here in 1 second. But before we get to that, we have to do one thing. We got to make an announcement as to who won this month's premium giveaway. I know a lot of you guys have been asking questions about what's going to happen. The winner of the 1 year of BettingPros Premium is Tavin Cool. Tavin Cool, please get in touch with our customer support agents at mailbag, one word, mailbag, at bettingpros.com with your mailing address, proof of subscription to Betting Pros, that YouTube channel that we tell you every night to subscribe to, and your current Betting Pros username. We will upgrade you and get that processed as soon as we can. Again, the winner is Tavin Cool. Congratulations, you have been upgraded to Betting Pros Premium for 1 year. Now, you might be new watching this podcast going, wait a minute, how can I get upgraded? Matt, how do I do this? How do I get upgraded? Well, you can do that by going and subscribing to this YouTube channel and then leaving a comment underneath the video, positive, negative, whatever you want to do, because premium access will give you a premium suite of tools and services to help you win more bets. You can view top-rated bets, including 1 to 5-star picks for spreads, totals, and prop bets. You can get bet signals, including percentage of money and percentage of bets on either on sides and totals. And you can set up a custom app alert to instantly be notified on line movement that targets the number you set, which I absolutely love to do. Like this, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel, the Betting Pros YouTube channel, and then also leave a comment underneath. And you could very well be upgraded like Tavin Cool got upgraded for 1 full year of Betting Pros Premium. All right, let's talk about the parlay. You guys are always interested in the parlay. I'm going numbers based today, really heavy, okay? 3 teams are in action that are 3 of the most under teams in college basketball: Marquette, Iowa State, and Northwestern. These teams have played under games consistently this season. You go and start pulling some of these numbers and some of these trends, and I love looking at this, and I love going like, okay, what are we looking at from an over-under perspective and how these teams are performing? So on the year, if you look at just stats-wise, Northwestern 19-11-1 to the under. Iowa State 20-11 to the under. And Marquette, which isn't as aggressive to the under, but they've been an under team recently. And I really like the way they're playing defensively. I like Shaka Smart's system a lot. In particular, in tournament settings, I like it a lot. I think we're going to see quite a bit of aggressive defenses here by all three of these teams today. I'm going under in all three games coming up here today. Now, I know that's not really a fun parlay to get into, but Iowa State and Kansas, they have played 2 times this season. Both games have gone under. Okay, not gone way under, but they've gone under. Kansas was 136 in the first matchup for Iowa State and Kansas. It was under by 14 points, 62-60. In the second matchup, it was 133.5, and the game went under by 12.5 points. So both games actually did go under pretty aggressively, both at Fog Allen and in Ames for Iowa State and Kansas. Now it's 130.5. Lower, still going to bet under. Kansas, Iowa State, under. Marquette and UConn. Now, pace-wise, this game should be played pretty slowly. Just taking a look at the way that Marquette has played this year, Marquette has been on the road a 10-5 team to the under away from home this year, 11-10 to the over in games in the Big East. Same with Marquette. But you're looking at UConn, yes, the UConn game went over, okay, but only 2 of the last 6 games for Marquette have gone over. They're playing slower. Last 3 games for UConn have all gone under. Same thing. 5 of the last 7 games for UConn have gone under. And yes, again, I know the 2 Marquette games both went over by 11.5 and by 10. The number is 147, however. Okay? So it's right back to where it was, 147.5 and 148, or right back to 147. This is a neutral court. This is a semifinal, and I think Marquette's going to look to slow the pace down. That might be the one leg that's the scariest of the under bets. But just given the way these teams have played, UConn's gone under by 4.5 and by 8.5 here at this tournament. The game against St. John's went under by 20 yesterday for Marquette. Under 147. And then the third leg of this 3-leg under parlay is Northwestern, and Northwestern coming in against Penn State. Now, Penn State has been an over team. You might go, oh, Matt, this is going to be scary. Total's 131 here, okay? Northwestern, 19-11-1. Penn State, 18-13-1 to the over. Under Northwestern, over Penn State. When these teams played this season, it pushed. It was 133, and it pushed, okay? The total now is 131 between these two teams, and I think we're going to see a very slow pace. The game against Illinois went over for Penn State. They 79-76, but for Northwestern against Rutgers, they won 65-53, went under by 9.5 points. They just played Penn State in the last regular season game. They lost 68-65 at home. That game pushed. Total was 133. So now here we are, neutral site game. We're going under 131. All right? Quarter unit bet, Marquette under 147, Iowa State under 130.5, Northwestern under 131. It is a 6-1 return for a quarter unit bet here for Friday's Don't Bet Parlay parlays. So here I am saying don't bet parlays, and I'm betting 2 of them today. The reason I hate betting point spreads, okay, I'm done laying more than 2 points, okay? That's it. 2.5, I'm out. In college basketball, the rest of the way, I'm just going to bet money lines, all right? Houston, according to Ken Pom, is number 1. UCLA is number 2, and Alabama is number 3, and all 3 play today, all right? I'm going chalk as chalk can be with a little method to my madness, all right? So Alabama plays early. They play at 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern, noon in Nashville. First game of the day. Alabama 4-0. The game following a loss, and they just lost to Texas A&M in their final of the regular season. They've been sitting and waiting and watching, all right? Alabama taking on Mississippi State. This, according to Ken Pom, is right on the number, 7-8 points, okay? This is going to be a heavily pro-Alabama crowd. Tide fans are going to be there. Tide defense is 4th in adjusted efficiency. Mississippi State is 6th, all right? When these teams have played this season, it's not been blowouts. Alabama won 66-63 in the game in Tuscaloosa, and they won 78-67 on the road, okay? So I don't think this is a going away. I lean towards taking the points with Mississippi State, but I'm not doing that given that Alabama's 4-0 following a loss, and they have the firepower to blow out anybody they want, and they could blow out Mississippi State. First leg, Alabama money line, -305. Second leg, I've seen this number for Houston today anywhere from -4,000 to -8,000. You're going to want to get to the -4,000 number if you can, all right? Try hard because it's going to affect the actual return on the on this parlay. 20-point win over East Carolina, all right? Houston's winning their game today. This is just a throw-in. They're winning this game. They're not losing. If I lose this parlay, then I'm ice cold. Because of Houston losing, I'm ice cold and just fade everything the rest of the weekend because I'm dead cold. This is an important number, though. I got -4,000. All right? So Houston to win, Alabama to win. If the first two legs come in, there's a strategy here, okay? That leaves the UCLA Bruins game, which will take place later tonight. Okay, late night game happening up against Oregon. This will be the hardest game of the day for us to get. Oregon's live to win this game. Okay, UCLA should win, but 100% hedge this. Okay, don't lose any money. Bet Oregon. If the first two legs hit, bet Oregon to make sure you don't lose any money, and then maybe you get the 6-1 return. It would then turn into a 5-1 return, which is still pretty good. Or just bet back so you're profitable. You could bet to win more and bet on Oregon. Bet a quarter unit on Oregon, which would be +200. So you win a half a unit there, so you double your money on the quarter unit, and you don't lose anything, right? You just come up and win a quarter unit. So there's a method to the madness here is what I'm saying. Alabama money line, Houston money line, UCLA money line is -260, all right? So again, huge hedge opportunity. Alabama winning, very important. But again, they're 4-0 after a loss this year, so I'm going to bank on them to beat Mississippi State. If they get beat, we're dead. 1 unit. This is a -113 parlay. All right? So go ahead, 1.13 units down to win 1 unit coming back. Okay? Alabama, Houston, UCLA. Ken Pom's top 3 teams, moneyline parlay for -113. And let's see what happens here. Okay? Again, Alabama, Houston win. You can then hedge off of it with UCLA. Third bet. I've been running my mouth a lot on my other show about how bad I think the ACC is. I think the ACC kind of stinks. I don't think there's anybody really all that good except Miami. I like Miami a lot. Miami Hurricanes are 3-point dogs to Duke. Why? Because it's Duke. I don't think Miami should be favored in this game. I'm actually pretty surprised. That Duke is favored. Miami should be favored in this game. I'm kind of surprised that Duke is favored in this game, given the fact that, well, yes, Duke did beat Miami at Cameron 68-66. Line's 3. When they played at Miami, Miami won 81-59. And that game wasn't that long ago. That was on February the 6th when Miami took apart Duke. Okay? Yes, Miami lost to Florida State. They came back and beat Pittsburgh. Then they beat Wake Forest. They did not cover for us yesterday, laying 5. The steam came. That number went all the way as high as 7.5 before it came back down to 7 where it closed. Every number was dead. 7.5 all the way down to the opening number of 4. I laid 5. No, nothing covered. They won by 2 points. Wake Forest laying points is a pain in the neck in these games. But I think they can beat Duke outright. I got +3. Sprinkle the money line. I think Miami can win this game outright. I think Miami can knock out Duke. I don't think Duke should be favored by 3 points in this game. Miami +3 for 1.1 units. And the last bet that we're going to jump into, I watched A&M and Alabama. I watched the entire basketball game. And I don't want to say stunned that this number is 1, but I think A&M is playing incredibly well right now, and I know Arkansas is healthy, and I know people like Arkansas when they're healthy, but Arkansas is 8-11 ATS in the SEC. I like Buzz Williams a lot. 13-5 ATS in the SEC. 8-2 over their last 10 games. 9-6 on the road. Alabama -1, won by 6. Mississippi laid 5, won by 8. They lost on the road to Mississippi State by 7, but they beat Tennessee at home, laying 1.5, won by 5. They beat Missouri on the road, catching 2.5. They won by 9. Arkansas, these two teams played back on the 15th at home. Arkansas was catching 4 points. They didn't cover. The number was 4. They won by 6. Texas A&M did. LSU on the road, laying 6.5, won by 12. Auburn laying 3.5, won by 5. And Georgia laying 12.5. They won by 25. In the month from February 1st to today, there's only been one game that Texas A&M didn't cover. Okay? It's -1. I'm fine. It's basically a money line bet. It's -110. I think A&M wins this game. I think A&M is going to be a problem in the dance. I think Buzz Williams, he's a good coach. And I know the numbers aren't that helpful for Texas A&M in terms of KenPom. They're 25th according to KenPom. And KenPom has this as a 1-point loss to Arkansas. Okay. I just disagree with that. I mean, maybe Arkansas's got more fans that are going to be there, but I think just defensively, I know Arkansas can do a lot, but offensively, I like what A&M can do. They're an awesome offensive rebounding team, and that's huge in tournaments to get after the glass. It's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be a flip-flop, back-and-forth type of basketball game, but it's a 7 o'clock Eastern time start. I'm going to lay the 1 point. Texas A&M -1 up against Arkansas for 1.1 units. Like I said, you can fade all of these, all right? I'm going down swinging here on a Friday. If we have a good day, we could have a winning week, okay? It's possible. If we do well today, we could set ourselves up, but we lost 1.2 units yesterday after losing 2 units the day before. We won 3 units coming back, so I think we're down 3.5 units for the week, somewhere in that range. So a big day today. If we sweep the board today somehow, we are probably going to wind up not up. No, it'll probably be flat heading into the weekend if we sweep the board. But we can stack day by day, bet by bet, and get ourselves to maybe having a Sunday opportunity to have a winning week. So that's kind of my goal here. Do well Friday, do well Saturday, and then potentially have enough, have a hittable number on Sunday to wind up getting ourselves a good week. No hockey. There's 2 games in hockey. Nothing I really like all that much. Just 2 games in hockey. Big card on Saturday, though, that we'll get into. A lot of college basketball, a lot of hockey. Not there to the NBA just yet. NBA playoffs, we'll start having conversations about betting on NBA playoffs because everyone plays, and everyone plays hard when that happens. By the way, congrats to the Oilers. The Bruins were 40-1, leading by 2 goals this season. They were up 2-0 in that game. Blew it. Lost 3-2 to Edmonton. Heck of a win for Connor McDavid and company. Very well, that could be the cup. We will have exactas. Bruins Stars, Bruins Oilers, Hurricane Oilers coming into the exactas very, very soon here on the podcast. Be watching for Stanley Cup exactas soon. But for now, Marquette under, Iowa State under, Northwestern. I guess the numbers matter. Marquette under 147, Iowa State under 130.5, Northwestern under 131, 6-1 parlay. 1 unit moneyline parlay, Alabama, Houston, UCLA, 1.13 units down on that. Miami +3 against Duke at -110, 1 unit bet. And Texas A&M -1, 1.1 units down on that as well against Arkansas. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning, it's the Daily Juice Podcast being brought to you by BetMGM.